In 2017, Fortnite looked like a joke. A colorful shooter, cartoon graphics, a giant flying bus, people in banana suits, players building walls in the middle of gunfights. It did not look like the game that would change the entire industry. It did not look like the game that would take over schools, Twitch, YouTube, sports celebrations, music concerts, movie trailers, and the childhoods of millions of people. But somehow, that is exactly what happened. Fortnite did not just become popular, it became unavoidable. For a while, you could not escape it. Kids were talking about it at school, streamers were playing it for hours, athletes were doing the dances, celebrities were joining matches, parents were hearing the word V-Bucks for the first time and slowly losing their minds. And now, years later, Fortnite is still here. A new season drops and the internet still pays attention. The map changes and millions of people log back in just to see what happened, which raises a question that sounds simple but is actually extremely important for the future of gaming. How did Fortnite change everything? The obvious answer is that it was fun, and that is true, but it just is not enough. Plenty of games are fun. Most of them do not become global culture. Most of them do not turn into social platforms. Most of them do not become places where Marvel, Star Wars, Travis Scott, Nike, anime characters, streamers, and even original Fortnite characters can all exist in the same universe. Fortnite changed gaming because it understood something early. The future of games was not just about playing, it was about being there. That is the real reason Fortnite mattered. It did not give people a game to win, it gave people a place to go. To understand how strange this was, you have to remember what gaming looked like before Fortnite exploded. Most games had a clear shape. You bought the game, you played the game, maybe you beat the campaign, maybe you played multiplayer, maybe you bought a sequel a few years later. The game was a product. It came out, it existed, then eventually people moved on. Fortnite did something different. It refused to stay still. The game you played one month might not be the same game you played the next month. Weapons disappeared, new items arrived, locations changed, meteors appeared in the sky, rifts opened, cubes rolled across the map. Events happened once and then were gone forever. Fortnite made people feel like if they missed a week, they might miss history. That sounds dramatic, but it is one of the biggest reasons the game worked. Fortnite turned updates into events. It trained players to ask, what changed? What is coming next? What is the thing in the sky? Why is the map different? What does this teaser mean? Before Fortnite, a lot of games updated, but Fortnite made updates feel like episodes in a story everyone was watching together. And that changed the relationship between players in the game. You were not just playing Fortnite, you were keeping up with it. The game became a living world, and living worlds are hard to quit. But none of that would have mattered if people could not get in, so Fortnite made the important decision it ever made. It became free. Fortnite Battle Royale was announced in September 2017, with 100 players dropping from the battle bus onto one giant map, combining shooting, building, and destructible environments. When Fortnite launched as a free Battle Royale, it removed the front door. No $60 price tag, no convincing your parents at the store, no waiting for your friend group to all buy the same game. You just downloaded it. That changed everything, because games are more fun when your friends are already there. And Fortnite made it easy for everyone to be there. One friend downloaded it, then another, then the whole group, then the kid who never bought games, then the person who only had a console, then the person on PC, then the person on mobile. Fortnite did not spread like a normal game. It spread like a social app because the cost of joining was almost nothing. But once people were inside, Fortnite found a different way to make money. Skins, emotes, pickaxes, gliders, backblings, battle passes. The game was free, but identity was not. And that is where Fortnite changed gaming again. In older games, your character was often just your character. In Fortnite, your character became a statement. The skin you wore said something. Maybe you were trying to look rare. Maybe you were trying to look funny. Maybe you wanted to flex an old battle pass. Maybe you wanted to be Spider-Man. Maybe you wanted to be Goku. Maybe you just wanted to be a banana. It sounds ridiculous, but it mattered because Fortnite realized that in a social game, cosmetics are not just cosmetics. They are language. A skin can say, I was here in chapter 1. An emote can say, I know the meme. A rare item can say, I've been playing longer than you. A collaboration skin can say, this is what I like outside the game. Fortnite turned the player into a profile picture, and once games become social places, identity becomes a part of the experience. That idea is everywhere now. Modern games are full of cosmetics, seasons, battle passes, events, and stores that rotate. Fortnite did not invent all of those things, but it proved how powerful they could be when they were combined inside a game everyone is already using as a hangout spot. But Fortnite had another advantage. It looked good online. Not realistic, not gritty, not serious, readable, bright, chaotic, funny. You could watch a Fortnite clip for 3 seconds and understand what was happening. Someone is getting shot. Someone builds a tower. Someone panics. Someone hits a ridiculous shot. Someone dances after winning. That mattered because Fortnite did not grow only as a game, it grew as content. Twitch streams, YouTube videos, montages, funny moments, live reactions, challenge videos, update videos, leaks, theories. Fortnite was built for the internet even when it did not feel planned. The game had color, movement, personality, fast matches, random moments, and just enough skill to make great players look superhuman. Then came the celebrity moment. In 2018, Ninja played Fortnite with Drake, Travis Scott, and Juju Smith-Schuster. That stream pulled in over 600,000 concurrent viewers, breaking major Twitch records at the time. That moment mattered because it showed the world that gaming was no longer separate from mainstream culture. This was not just gamers watching gamers, this was music, sports, streaming, and gaming collapsing into one thing. Fortnite became the room where all of it could happen, and that may be the best way to understand the game. Fortnite was not just a shooter, it was a room. A room where friends could meet after school. A room where streamers built careers. A room where celebrities showed up. A room where brands wanted attention. A room where kids learned internet culture in real time. That is why people who never played Fortnite still knew about Fortnite. They knew the dances, they knew the skins, they knew the battle bus, they knew the word victory, Royale. They knew the game because the game leaked into everything else, and then Fortnite took the next step. It stopped acting like games had to be separate from movies, music, or pop culture. A normal game might do a crossover as a small promotion. Fortnite made crossovers part of its identity. Marvel characters, Star Wars events, DC skins, anime characters, musicians, athletes, brands, internet icons. Fortnite became the place where every fictional universe could crash into every other one. And somehow, it made sense, because Fortnite was never realistic. It was already absurd. A soldier could fight beside a banana, a superhero could hold a shotgun, a rapper could perform inside of a digital sky. Nothing broke the world because the world was built to be broken. That gave Fortnite a power most games did not have. It could absorb culture, whatever was popular, and then Fortnite could turn it into an event, a skin, a mode, or a moment, and players would come back just to see it. This reached another level with live events. Fortnite events were not just cutscenes, they were shared memories. Millions of players could stay in the same digital world and watch something happen together. The rocket launch, the black hole, the giant monster fight, the concerts, the map changes, the moments where people stopped fighting because something bigger was happening. That sounds normal now, but it was not normal then. Fortnite taught players that a game world could have history, not lore hidden in a menu, not a cutscene you watch alone, history you were present for. You could say, I was there, I saw the black hole, I watched the island changed. I logged in when the event happened. That is powerful because humans care about shared moments. Concerts work because people are there together. Sports work because the outcome happens live. Fortnite borrowed that feeling and put it inside a video game, and once players felt that, other games had to pay attention because Fortnite had proven that a game could be more than software. It could be a place where culture happened live. That idea keeps growing. Epic now openly presents Fortnite as more than one mode. Through Creative and Unreal Editor for Fortnite, creators can build and publish their own islands, reach Fortnite's audience, and even monetize their work through engagement payouts. That is one of the clearest signs of where Fortnite is going. It does not want to just be a battle royale, it wants to be a platform, a place where people play different games inside the same larger world. Racing, music, roleplay, creative maps, competitive modes, brand experiences, user made islands. This is why Fortnite still matters even when people say it's past its peak. Because the point is no longer just whether one season is better than another season, the bigger story is that Fortnite changed what people expect a game to be. Players now expect games to update constantly. They expect seasons, they expect battle passes, they expect cosmetics, they expect live events and crossovers. They expect games to feel alive. That expectation did not come only from Fortnite, but Fortnite pushed it into the mainstream harder than almost anything else. Now, there is a downside to that. Not every change Fortnite inspired was automatically good. Some players hate rotating shops. Some people miss games that felt complete at launch. Some players think battle passes turn games into chores. Some people feel modern games are always asking for more time, more money, more attention. And they are not wrong. Fortnite helped create the modern live service era, and the live service era can be exhausting. But that is also why Fortnite is so important. It did not just influence the good parts, it influenced the whole direction of the industry. The constant updates, the fear of missing out, the cosmetic economy, the crossover obsession, the idea that games should not just launch but continue forever. Fortnite changed gaming because it changed the business model, the culture, the content ecosystem, and the players' expectations all at the same time. But maybe the deepest change was emotional. For millions of people, Fortnite was not just a game they played, it was a time in their life, and it was coming home from school and joining the party, it was landing at tilted towers, it was hearing your friends yelling through a cheap headset, it was losing a fight because you could not build fast enough, it was your first win, your favorite skin, your favorite season, the event you stayed up for, the event you waited on, the friend group that does not play anymore. That is why Fortnite nostalgia hits so hard now. Because people are not only nostalgic for the game, they are nostalgic for who they were when the game felt new. And that may be Fortnite's biggest achievement. It became a container for memory, a digital place that millions of people associate with a specific part of growing up. Most games are remembered as games, Fortnite is remembered as a moment. So how did Fortnite change gaming forever? It made free-to-play feel massive. It made cosmetics into identity. It made updates feel like episodes. It made games into social spaces. It made live events feel historic. It made streaming and gaming feed each other perfectly. It made pop culture playable, and it showed the industry that the most powerful game in the world might not be the one with the best graphics or the most realistic weapons or the most serious story. It might be the one where everyone wants to be. That is why a new Fortnite season still matters, not because every season changes the world, but because Fortnite trained players to believe that the world can change at any moment. The island can shift, a sky can crack, a character from another universe can appear. A random teaser can become the only thing people talk about for a few days, and everyone looks at the same game again and asks the same question. What happens next? Fortnite changed gaming forever because it stopped being just a game. It became a stage, a mall, a playground, a concert venue, a billboard, a social network, a memory machine, and maybe that is why, even after all these years, Fortnite is still hard to ignore. Because most games ask you to play, Fortnite asks you to show up, and somehow, millions of players still do.